Before I came to university to study science, I had no idea that communication was just as much a part of science as doing research in the lab and discovering new things. But now it's become so clear that sharing and applying science in our daily lives and in our society is the reason why we do it in the first place. It's not sufficient to just experiment in the lab and publish in professional scientific journals. Without engaging non-scientists as well in this journey of discovery, science means nothing.
Hello everyone, I'm Julia and Francisca and I are in our third year of Science Studies at Maastricht University. In June 2019 we followed up on our interest of science communication by conducting the research project Science in the Media. We wanted to gain understanding about the current scope of science communication by engaging directly with scientists, journalists and the public.
That being said, our intent was not to scrutinize current issues of science in the media. Rather, we focused on discovering tips and trends of successful science communication to really highlight all the progress that has already been made so far.
Firstly, we interviewed 3 scientists and 3 journalists. Then we prepared a survey to obtain input directly from the public, especially from those with a non-scientific background. The 3 main findings that we obtained and that we will discuss today are firstly, the role of simplification and sensationalism. Then we will highlight why dialogue is so important, especially dialogue involving the public. And thirdly, we will touch upon the collaboration between scientists and journalists.
Simplification and sensationalism were phenomena that sparked a lot of debate, and this really stood out to us. It is absolutely crucial to present a clear picture of scientific findings, so a certain level of simplification is inevitable, because some details are simply not relevant. Additionally, science in the media also aims to promote interest and really create excitement among the public. No one wants to read about complicated statistical calculations or long chemical names.
On the other hand, there's a fine line between scientific correctness and a story without any nuance. So, for example, one interviewee was telling us how simplification of science may be necessary, but it can never come at the cost of a true and clear message.
When reading articles that are oversimplified or perhaps a bit sensationalized, the public tends to become mistrustful. Therefore, increasing understanding about these phenomena not only promotes trust in science, but in general a more positive attitude towards science and science journalism. At the end of the day, sparking the public's interest is essential for science communication.
According to one model of science communication, the involvement of the community is way more important than simply offering facts and presuming that this will fill a gap in knowledge. The public will not see the significance of science if they're not directly involved in it. There needs to be some form of true dialogue.
After all, communication is a two-way road. Only this way can new ideas and perspectives be enhanced. And ultimately, this also shapes the work that science does.
Just as the public needs to trust science and journalism, journalists and scientists also need to trust the public and trust that they will go out and find information based on their own interests and curiosity.
Throughout history, science and journalism developed as 2 completely different fields with inherently different goals. However, in the interconnected world we live in today, these fields have become increasingly dependent on each other. You would expect tensions to arise, but we were actually so happy to see that both parties were very willing to collaborate and so much great effort is being made already.
We were thrilled about all the information that we obtained directly from scientists, journalists and the public. It really allowed us to analyze the relationship between these parties in a positive and a progressive manner.
Finally, we transformed all our input into accessible flyers and posters. This way we got to share our findings with as many people as possible.
As a take-home message for all parties involved in science communication, with their different goals and backgrounds, we found that trust, respect and patience were key. The tolerance between these entities sets a positive example for the future of science communication. Our goals for this project were very positively met, and we thank everyone so much who contributed to the opportunity of gaining such a new and refreshing perspective on the very important subject of science in the media today.